Hi, Esther. Well, I'm sure you're going to hear a lot of kinds of the same messages that we heard last night about all the things that are at stake for this country. They're going to probably paint it in very stark terms that, our very democracy is at threat, because we've heard that before from many Democratic leaders in the party. Like you mentioned, or like my colleague Patsy just mentioned there, that we're going to hear from the Obamas tonight, former President Barack Obama and the former First Lady, his wife, Michelle. But it was a very exciting time to be here last night, because people were just up on their feet at several points in the speeches. And I think we're going to see more of that tonight, too.
Of course, there was a lot of, kudos to President Joe Biden, much as he stepped away, and he spoke last night. What did you pick from there? What were the real key highlights of what he said last night?
I think some of the things that he said that were the key highlights were, I love my country, or I love my job, but I love my country more. And directly after he said that, he said, and there's been this talk that I was angry about the leaders, the Democratic leaders who came and spoke to me and asked me to step aside. And he said, I'm not angry. That's not true. So I think that's important to note. And I think one of the main things, the significant things, too, was said at the end of his speech, when he said something to the effect of, besides I love this country, he said, I've given this country my best. I've made mistakes many times over my career, but I've given this country my best over the past 50 years. And, of course, that got thunderous applause.
And Carol, quickly, the protesters are still out there next to the DNC venue. What are they calling attention to today?
Yeah, and, important to note that we don't really see them around here. The police have cordoned off this area like crazy. I mean, there's like a mile radius around here. Sorry for that. They're gearing up for tonight, so they're testing out the music and the stereo system. But anyway, the protesters were out in force again, not the tens of thousands that organizers said to expect, more like thousands. But there were over 200 groups that were part of a coalition of pro-Palestinian protesters who want the next administration, and they're hoping it's the Harris-Walz administration, to not arm Israel anymore in the Israel-Hamas war. So they had their placards out, and they were protesting in force. And it was, for the most part, peaceful. However, 4 protesters were arrested when there was a breaching of the fence in a not very obvious area, and they were quickly detained. But nothing ever got out of control. There were also people out there who were talking about we must return the reproductive rights of women and LGBTQ rights.